Settled in a residence of late 16th century nobility, this Hunter's Inn restaurant is a perfect place to sit with a circle of friends or hold a dinner meeting. The specialty of the house is wild game. The centerpiece of Kaunas Old Town is its cathedral. The House of Perkunas is a late Gothic pearl. It marks the city's link with Hansa merchants. Legend has it that here stood a shrine to the high pagan god Perkunas. Lithuania's Grand Duke Vytautas the Great originally built one of the most beautiful Gothic churches of the city. In his honor, it is named Vytautas Church. Šventos Trejybės, or Holy Trinity Church and Monastery, built in perfect harmony of Gothic and late Renaissance styles, exudes a sense of peace. When your feet need a rest from the cobblestone streets, the place to go is to Avilis Restaurant, also a brew pub, in a 17th century cellar. Twice a week, see unique beer brewing processes. Avilis is also unique for its dishes made with beer featuring beer soup, salmon marinated in beer, and believe it or not, beer ice cream. Oh, and you can enjoy the tallest glass of homebrewed beer you've ever seen. Near the cathedral is Brunelu Ujega, or the Inn for Fellows. This restaurant offers a country atmosphere. It attracts diners for a taste of Lithuanian ethnic food and good fun. And today, local cowboys perform there for country music lovers. It was in the mid-19th century when a new central street graced Kaunas, Laisvės Alėja, or Freedom Promenade, the most beautiful pedestrian walkway in Lithuania. Kaunas cares for the heritage left by a Lithuanian genius, a composer and artist, and man of words, Mikalojus Konstantinas Čiurlionis. In the history of art, he's known as a symbolist, a romantic, or an abstractionist. Čiurlionis is always named along with other famous modernists. The unique ideas and forms of his creativity continue to interest more and more artists, researchers, and art lovers of the world. The Devil's Museum. It's unique, probably one of a kind in Europe, and it's in Kaunas. Its exhibition contains a collection of over 1,000 devils and witches from all over the world. Mykolas Šilinskis, an art collector, presented Lithuania and Kaunas with a huge collection of art treasures. This modern gallery exhibits European fine arts of the 17th to 19th centuries. Works by world-famous artists like Rubens, Thorvaldsen, and Kirby are on display here, along with works in the contemporary arts. Guests of Kaunas can relax and feel right at home in a modern hotel, like the Santaka. And after a good rest, dive into the nightlife. Kaunas amazes guests by its beauty at night, as well as the plentiful events going on at clubs and restaurants, many open to the wee hours of morning, tempting people with the latest in music and great shows. Every year, there's a week crammed with concerts. The annual International Kaunas Jazz Festival, bringing super acts like Earth, Wind, and Fire. Kaunas residents choose a unique park for their recreation, Ąžuolynas or Oak Forest. Oaks refresh the soul, and the sports complex here offers a chance to strengthen one's body. Kaunas, it's the basketball capital of Lithuania. No one can imagine the city without its legendary Žalgiris team. The city even counts time from one victory of the team to the next. Bedecked in flapping sails, the Kaunas Sea invites, actually tempts lovers of water sports, or anyone wanting to relax. Žaislis, it's a place interwoven with legends. A fascinating complex of sacral Baroque architecture, built by a great Lithuanian nobleman, Chancellor Kristupas Patsas. He invited master architects and artists from Italy to build this monument in the early 17th century. Kūčias hosts an international festival of classical music every year here. On your way from Kaunas to Vilnius is part of Brunello Užeiga chain called Bajorkiemės, the nobleman's yard. It nurtures traditions of Lithuanian cookery and hospitality. Dining is always a pleasure with the sound of national music and old songs. And there's always a chance for you to dance as well. Guests are greeted with a bowl of old-fashioned forest mushroom soup and country-style bread with the sweet smell of the arum herb. Guests are also invited to taste Lithuanian zeppelinė. You will feel like a true aristocrat or merchant having fun at Bajorkiemės, the nobleman's yard. When you want to feel like a hunter, turn into their hunter's hall. Since old times, Lithuania was known for its impassable forests full of wild animals. Hunted were wild oxen, aurochs, and moose. The hunting culture was perfected. Supper after a hunt, that offered a chance to enjoy the catch and share impressions of the day. Lithuania is proud of its grand historical aristocracy. They formed and defended the nation of Lithuania for centuries. There are very many Lithuanians who not only take an interest in their proud history, but also remain active in molding the Lithuania of today. You might call these people the modern nobility. One of the most awe-inspiring sights shimmering in Lithuania's western lands is Lake Plateliai. Legends about it abound, about good witches, queens, and beggars. The lake hides so many secrets. It has 7 islands, and there was a brick castle on one back in the 15th century. This 19th century shed of a flour mill still has the original equipment for grinding grain. Today, it's a restaurant, a place to spend pleasant time in the unique interior and carefully tended lovely landscape. Traditional Lithuanian crosses. These are unique compositions of architecture, sculpture, ironsmithing, and sometimes elements of archaic paintings. Crosses with iron crowns, ornamental crosses, sun crosses, and various modes of wooden sculptures. These are the most valuable inheritances of Lithuanian folk art. Schools never taught this craft. It was passed on from generation to generation, each artisan learning from masters before. The Hill of Crosses is a sacred site. Every cross, large and small, was created and put up by some ordinary person as a tribute to God, reflecting great sorrows of the heart. Prayers dedicated to families lost by wars and exiles to Siberia. Prayers for our own independent Lithuania. Pope John Paul II held Mass here in 1993, saying, "Thank you, Lithuanians, for this Hill of Crosses, which testifies to the nations of Europe and to the whole world the faith of the people of this land." The Open-Air Museum of Lithuania is not far from Kaunas and worthy of a stop. Here you can witness the roots of Lithuania's culture. Lithuanian folk songs ring from many a corner, and old-time village customs come alive again.